What's going on, YouTube? So today we have a character creation video. However, this was based off of a tweet that I sent out and somebody actually responded to. So here's a tweet I sent out. I said, all right, I got a fun idea. Just give me like a vague sentence of a character, an idea, and then I would take it and I would turn it into a full-fledged character with Ashes of Creation systems. And so we got a tweet from, boom, from Fane at It's Fane, and it's got a short, angry ranger who loves to eat stew. Well, let's get into it. All right, so right off the bat, if we go short, we don't really have any gnomes or halflings in the land of Vera. We do have dwarves. Now, the only other thing I was thinking about is the Tolnar, who are super customizable. If I could make them short, like really short, I don't know. And seeing as how I've already made one mistake regarding the Tolnar, we're just going to stick with what's easy. So we're going to go with a Nakua or a Dunir. There are dwarves, so let's pick a Nakua because I love the island dwarf vibe. So we're going to start with a Nakua, and he's got to be angry. So let's start with a Nakua. And I'm just going to put angry. See if that'll help me figure anything out. Okay. And we got to go with a ranger. So let's start at a ranger. Okay, so we've got all these different ranger ones. Let's see, we've done ranger bard, maybe not great at being angry. We've done a strider. If we double down on ranger, he's like a sniper. We've done a cleric. We've done a summoner. I think we've done a summoner. We've done a scout. I like short angry as a rogue, maybe. Or short angry as a mage. Just a really grumpy mage or a rogue. Let's think. Let's do rogue. Let's do a scout. He'll be a scout. So we'll do a ranger. So we'll do, we'll do a primary ranger. We'll do a secondary scout. And that's going to give us, oh boy, I'm a funny person. So this will be rogue. And then our archetype is scout. So I'm going to call it scout. The reason I pick scout is I think that somebody who runs ahead, checks for traps, checks the lay of the land, usually isn't necessarily with the party at all times. Maybe this guy's really good at his job, and while he's out scouting, a lot of times people get killed or lost or what have you because he just can't trust people because they're incompetent and they're not safe. So he's just an angry-ass old man. You don't have to be old. He's just an angry-ass scout because people are incompetent, and most of the time when he leaves to do his job and comes back, somebody has died or eaten something poisonous or pissed off the local animals or the beast or whatever. So he's less angry from I hate the world and I hate people, and more of a everybody's incompetent and why am I the only one who can do my job right? And that is going to be kind of the basis for how we build this Nakua scout. Alright, so Nakua are Polynesian influence. So let's look up some Polynesian names. Polynesian names. I don't think I spelled Oh, I did. Oh, did I spell it right? Ooh. Look at me. Now we're looking for, are these female names? Names for girls. Aha. Switch to boys. Here we go. Here we go. Is there one that means stew? Oh, you know what? I wonder if there's like a Polynesian stew. Polynesian stew. Crockpot Polynesian starts with Hawaiian beef stew, Polynesian stew. I wonder if Polynesian stew name? Note alternatively as poulet fafa in French Polynesia, roru in Fiji, and rukaku in the Cook Islands is a traditional Polynesian stew for Maluau. Ruru? Rukau? Poulet is like, that's, if it's French, that means chicken. I think we're at Ruru or Rukau. I like this one. Bam. I don't know, Ruru seems... Nah, we'll go with Rukau. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not, so don't be... And we're going to do my usual... Ha! Throwing a little apostrophe there. Make it look a little more, I don't know, fantasy-like. I don't know, I have a problem. With apostrophes. Alright. So Rukau, that's our first name. Last name, Stew. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we'll figure that out. All right, so we're kind of an angry guy who loves stew. He loves to eat. I think putting stew is just the Polynesian name for stew, or an islander word for stew. I think kind of just reiterates kind of what we have as our tagline from at its fame. All right, so Rukau. I don't know what a Polynesian accent sounds like, so I can't do that. But Rukau, and then we need a last name. So we're a scout. We're angry. I wonder if... Hold on, let's translate. Let's translate. Translate from English. Translate to... Rukau Mataita. Rukau Mataita. I'm assuming they speak Samoan and the Polynesian language. The most prominent Polynesian language and speakers are Tahitian, Samoan. Well, let's see what that sounds like in Tahitian. Well, that's not an option. You're letting me down, Google. Tongan or Maori? All right. What's Maori? Oh, what was the other one? Help me. Tongan? No. Hawaiian? Cow Makahuhu. Or just hold on. Although no, I'm having too much fun with this. What about angry eagle? Or angry bird? Like a bird's eye view because he is a scout? How about that? No. Stop you. Okay, copy. Paste. Rukau. Huhumano. I like it. So essentially his name is Stu Angry Bird. I love it. Somebody else, like, you're playing the game and you're playing your character and they're like, that's a cool name, man. It really matches the aesthetic and the inspiration for that Nakua race that Intrepid Stu. Man, you put a lot of thought into it, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah. What's it mean? Stu? Angry Bird. Oh, man. Okay. I love it. Okay, so then, blah, blah, blah. Bam. Okay, so what are we going to call him? He's a grumpy scout. He likes stew. Let's say the like stew part that he put in there, just because it's like the little bit that we had to go off of. Let's really lean into it. Maybe he just eats a ton. Maybe he's like a glutton, like he eats as much as possible. Maybe because as a scout, he gets weeks in the days and weeks in the jungle with nothing but like rations and stuff. So when he actually gets food or stew or food, he just eats his fill. So I like glutton. What about the raging glutton? That seems... He says angry. I don't want to just put angry. I want another good word for anger. And it's rage. Anger. Seething glutton. Ooh. Glutton's wrath? Gluttony's wrath? What about just gluttony? What is gluttony? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like. What else? Ranger Rogue. So he's still he's a scout. So he's always going through the woods. He's hunting things down. Rogue adds like a sneaky element, hiding in the shadows, reactive. So what I'm trying to think of is like how to merge this glutton idea with being a rogue and a ranger stalking through the woods. So I like the stalking hunger, but that almost seems like the name of like a beast or something, or like a fairy tale or a folklore, not necessarily what you would call somebody. Like I like the stalking, I like the hunger. No, what about like the raging appetite? Rukau Humanu, the raging appetite. I still think glutton is just like way better. Gluttony Shadow. Rukau Humanu, Gluttony Shadow. Okay. Gluttonies? I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but we're doing it. And then I think, just to embrace what we got from that tweet, right? So, mind you, the reason I'm leaning so hard into, like, being angry, using angry to kind of form his name, and really leaning into the gluttony thing is because all I got was a short, angry ranger who loves to eat stew. So, we decided to, like, almost like a caricature when you go out and get those painted or drawn at a pier or a fair or whatever, and they emphasize your unique characteristics or what they have to go off of. They just exaggerate. So that's what I'm doing. I'm exaggerating what little information that I do have to kind of flesh out and make somebody who's fun to play or like a really cool idea for a character. And so by doing that, we're emphasizing angry by using it to form one of the names. And then we're emphasizing the loves to eat stew to almost a comedic level or just an extreme level, to the point of like gluttony, or just consuming a mass amount of, I don't know why I didn't follow him. Consuming a mass amount of food, so gluttony, and then angry, so rage, things like that. And what we came up with, Gluttony Shadow. And the reason we did that is because we thought that a ranger rogue, which makes a scout, right? It would be a good archetype for the idea of an angry ranger, because the ranger in this situation is going to be the scout, obviously. But they're going to be sneaking through the woods going forward, and we had said previously that by doing that, he's always leaving the party on its own. You know, hey, stay here, let me go scout the area. And every time he's done it repeatedly, he comes back and somebody's eating something poisonous. Somebody's pissed off the local wildlife. Somebody's just died from walking into something or just pissing the wrong thing off and dying. And after enough of that, he's like, okay, look, how am I the only competent adventurer? Why do I always get paired with idiots? Why am I? And then just that slowly compounds until he's finally just your average millennial. No, I'm just kidding. He just ends up like just hating people and being very grumpy unless you prove yourself competent, and then he can stand you. And then if you continually prove yourself competent, and maybe you also are a gourmet or you like to eat food or anything like that, and you feed him and you show your competency, then maybe he opens up to you. But he doesn't, you know. So I give you our first guy based off a vague tweet, which I think is funny. I call it like a character creation improv, and it's really cool and it's fun. And like I stated, you know, it's a cool exercise for me. So if you see this, find us on Twitter. We are at Meatloaf Media, and shoot me just like this, just a really vague tweet, and then we end up with something really fun. You know, this was beautiful. Gave me a little bit of direction. Cool little like RP piece, and then it let me kind of have creative freedom with it. So I had a lot of fun with it, and Thank you at It's Fane, and I present you your short angry ranger who loves to eat stew is a male Nakua, a Rukau Huhumanu, Gluttony Shadow. Thanks again.